You've probably seen this book around. I mean, who can miss a cover like that, right? And I have thoughts on it. Let me tell you about it. All right, good people. Today we're talking about Lessons in Chemistry, written by Bonnie Garmus, or Jarmus. I don't know how to pronounce her name. I've never read any of her books before. This is a novel, and I would say it's a pretty strong exercise in advocacy aesthetics. It's got a very strong feminist plot to it, which is just fine by me. So without giving you any spoilers, this book takes place in the 60s. She's a brilliant scientist trying to make her way in academia. It's extremely patriarchal. There's even some themes of sexual assault that come up in here, so it's not for the faint of heart. But in any event, she winds up with a child, an unexpected pregnancy, and she has to find her way, and somehow she lands on the set of this really big production of a cooking show. She's got sort of a quirky way of doing things. She refers to the ingredients she's cooking with in actual chemistry language, like it even says on the back here, combine 1 tablespoon acetic acid with a pinch of sodium chloride. So these are pretty basic ingredients. What's neat about it, I guess she rises to unexpected fame because she doesn't talk down to women. She dignifies their role as a mother in this society that's extremely patriarchal, and she encourages people to, pursue their passions, or as in the case of her, speaking from someone who's very academic, has a very rich mental life. She incorporates that into the show and, meets with a lot of resistance along the way, and she comes to be something of a national treasure because of what she's meant for women. I also really enjoyed the part of the story where she's trying to make her way in this academic institution. And I think why it resonated so much with me was because it explores that science versus religion, or, spirituality versus science conflict, which I've wrestled with a lot. I don't so much wrestle with it anymore, but it is a theme I really enjoy reading about. It's kind of actually not dissimilar to a book I read through Black History Month called Transcendent Kingdom by Yaa Gyasi. It's sort of a similar idea. It was at least with the religion and the science approach. Not so much in other elements, but I really like when novels include that. And the plot is strong too. There's a lot of things that happen throughout this book. You're not going to feel bored with it or anything like that. It keeps you on your toes for the most part. I gave this 3 stars. Now, maybe that was unfair. To be honest, guys, maybe you're noticing this about my reviews on Goodreads, is I don't know where to come out sometimes. It really depends on my mood. I often go off of okay, well, what have I rated 4 or 5 stars in the past? Does it keep up with that? And many times I think, well, no, it's not in that category. For example, I just reviewed The Librarianist by Patrick DeWitt, and I gave that 4 stars. It was probably closer to a 5-star, but now that I've put that at 4 stars, because it doesn't hang with The Trial by Franz Kafka. This is now, do I want to give this 4 stars when I gave The Librarianist 4 stars? So that's sort of the catch-22 I'm in. So anyway, 3 stars for this. I would say probably up to 3.5. It'll keep your attention. It is interesting. If I hadn't read this, I probably would have missed it. I feel like I would have been missing something kind of important. So if you can get around to reading it, I would recommend it. I think the politics of it are pretty spot on. What women, certainly coming out of the 60s, had to contend with, and how that carries on to our present day, what it's like for women to get recognition, especially in academic fields. I've certainly seen that. They don't nearly get their due. So if you've read this book, I'd love to hear from you guys. If you haven't read it, let me know if I've convinced you to. In any case, I'd just love to talk to you in the comments. We'll see you down there. Thanks for stopping by. Hey everyone, I hope you liked this video. If you want more like the one you just watched, click the suggested video on this screen. Make sure you subscribe, and to connect with me on my other platforms, my handles are linked below in the description, alright? Take care, peeps. Till next time.